Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. So today we're going to be talking about Stephen West's Winter Lights Shawl, and I am on section 5, which is called the dots and bubbles. It's a repeat of the section we had, section 3, where we had the dots and bubbles. So let me show you. I'll go ahead and get into this. I'm going to get into the knitting today and start. And this is what my section 5 started out, or ended up looking like. And as you can see, we did this section here earlier. This was section 3. Yes, I had to get my brain on, sorry. And you can see the dots and then the bubbles. And now this is my section 5, and it looks a little bit different, right? Well, the last time we met when I was talking about section 4, the honeycombs, I mentioned that I had a little bit of a dilemma. I'm going to show you the whole shawl in just a second. And that my main color, this was all that I had left of it. So, because this was the yarn I'm using is a 5 skein gradient, and you only use 4 skeins, there was one skein I had eliminated, and it just happened to be the skein that was close to this one. So I'm using this skein for the main color, because this yarn, it was a special micro batch gradient that Plucky Knitter made. So I don't have the option of calling them up and saying, can you make this? Because I don't. It was a special one-time thing. So it does look different. It is a different color. And I did try to alternate. I alternated the old color a little bit for a couple of rows to try to make it look as close to the original color as possible, but you can still tell there's a slightly different shade of pink around these bubbles and around these dots. So my shawl is going to be the 50 Shades of Pink shawl, because I think I've got every shade of pink now in this shawl. And as you can see, you do the dots first. And this, let me remind you, is just simple slip stitch color work. You're basically just, slipping the stitches with the, you use the second color, and you're just slipping the stitches. You can see you have a slip stitch there, and then you have a knit stitch in your new color. This is color 3, I think it's color 3. And you can see how it just simple color, simple slip stitch color work. It's harder to say than it is to do. Can create something that looks really cute and pretty. And when I see this, I think about how I could incorporate into other knitting projects I have. Just, take another color and slip it with the main color and create these cute little dots in your knitting. That I just think they're adorable. Actually, let me just go ahead and show you the back. Well, since we're talking about it, you can see I weaved in the ends as I went along. I need to trim this up, but this is what it looks like. It's really clean. Since it's just like about every other stitch you're slipping, it's this part right here. You can see the floats are not big, and it stays nice and neat. It's this row right here, this lighter pink above this, and you can just see it's just nice and neat and clean. And then after you do that, you get into this stitch again, where you create this bubble. Basically, you take this third color, and it's color 3, and you knit 6 rows of this color in stockinette stitch. And then on this next row, the 6th row, you bring in your main color again, and you do this stitch, which is called knit in the 6th stitch below the stitch on the needle. So you have the stitch on the needle, and then you're going to knit 6 stitches underneath that, which you can see creates this elongated stitch, because you go down, you knit into it, and then you pull your yarn through, and then you have to drop all the stitches on the needle. And as I'm talking about this, I did a short video on how I did it so you can see it a little bit better instead of me just talking about it. And all right, basically I'm to the point of knitting where you want to do the stitch that is creating these bubbles, and you have to insert your needle into the stitch that is 6 rows below. And when you do the counting, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th stitch is this first, this light pink row right here. So this is going to be the 6th stitch below the stitch that's on your needles, this light pink section here. And so you want to make sure you get it all lined up. So it's going to be this one right here, go into the stitch that is going to the center of it, insert your needle into the center of it, wrap the yarn around your needle, pull it out, and then after you've done that, you can drop the stitch that's on your needle off, and you're going to unravel each one of these stitches, because you're going to catch that stitch with the stitch that you just created 6 rows below. And see, you have all these threads that you're catching, and it's going to create the fabric that creates the bubbles. So that's what I tried to show you the last time when I was showing you the back. But you're basically unraveling that, and that's all you have to do for that stitch. The stitch is caught because of that stitch you just did. Then you go on, you have to knit the next 3 stitches, and then you do that bubble stitch again. And when you do drop all those stitches, it creates extra fabric, and the extra fabric is what causes this little bunching, which creates these little bubbles. And when your knitting is like this, you can see the bubbles that come from the bunched up fabric. And this is what the back looks like. You can see how, where I was talking about it, those are the stitches that were dropped, that are caught 6 stitches below, right here. And it creates this beautiful, interesting stitch. You know, it pops really well because you got the contrast between the main color and this other color, and then these bubbles stand out. So it just gives an interesting texture and color pop to your work when you do this stitch. Looks really, really pretty. Like this shawl is full of textures from, you know, the rays of color, which are, you know, textured and stand out. Then you have these bubbles and dots. Then you have these beautiful honeycombs. It's all textured. And then you have this again. Just beautiful. Anyway, that's what that looks like. And then after that, after you do the bubbles, you come back again and you do the simple slip stitch and do more dots. It's hard to see because we're right on the edge, and you got the needle right there. But let's see if I can get this off of me. You can see that the color is, there's a color change. There's a light pink and then a darker pink, a light pink and a darker pink, and a light pink and a darker pink. And that's what's creating these little dots. As you knit on, it's going to look like this right here. It's just hard to see right now because of the, like I said, because I got this red wire from my knitting needle. And then, but it will look like this. I'll show you down here below so you can see how after you knit on, you can see the dots above the bubbles. You got dots below the bubbles, dots above the bubbles, and this is just a repeat here. Dots below the bubbles, dots above the bubbles. And that's what section 5 looks like. And at this point, oh my goodness, these rows are getting very long. We're like at 440 something stitches from end to end. And so these rows are getting very long, and it's going to end with a big old bang because we still have one more section left, and that's a wavy border. And it's got all the colors are going to come back in again and frame this. I'll put a picture in to remind you what that looks like. But I think I'm done with the main color. I think I'm done with that, which is great since I, ran out and had to substitute. But then I think you bring in more of the colors 2, 3, and 4. Or it's really colors 1, 2, and 3. Because you have a main color, colors 1, 2, and 3. And that's why I'm getting it mixed up on the numbers. Because he calls them main color, colors 1, 2, and 3. And I'm calling them colors 2, 3, and 4, because they are. I got 4 different colors here. Anyway, and that's why I know I had a comment from Darla. We were having a good laugh about the bags I use, which are just these plastic Ziploc bags. I've got a video where I explained it, and I'll insert that now.
Hey everyone, I know that when you're knitting, one of the things that's really great is all those beautiful new project bags that people are making now for knitters and for their yarn and for their projects. I even have some, but I always end up reverting back to this, and especially when I'm doing something with color work like this project here, because let me show you why. I know it looks horrible. These are just Ziploc bags, but I get easily confused, especially when I'm working with yarn that the colors are pretty close together. Like these two, to me, I have a hard time figuring out. I can see it, but it's also, if I'm tired, I might grab the wrong bag. So that I try to minimize my mistakes, I write, like this is the main color. This is color 1, this is CC2, and then this is color 3. And that way I can easily also double check when I'm starting a new color so that I don't grab, because like I said, to me, if it's darker, like at night, I might mix these two colors up because they are not that, this is a gradient and they're not that far apart. I mean, this one is definitely darker, but if it's a dark, I may mess up and then realize I knitted with the wrong yarn. So I know having a good laugh about it with somebody, and I think it was Darla. We were laughing about my bags, but there is also a reason why I do this, even though it looks horrible. Just because I can easily see what I've got in my bag, and I can also write on them. And then,
so that's why I basically use these cheap Ziploc bags to help me and my brain that doesn't work very well anymore. I will make mistakes, and I try to minimize making mistakes, especially when the rows are long. I did have to, on this, I did have to tink back the row a couple of times, and that was painful because I was just not paying attention to it. Instead of slip knit, I did knit, out of habit. All right, so that was section 5 of the Winter Lights shawl, and thank you for letting me share that with you. The next thing I want to talk about is because we have reached a milestone on my channel, we've reached over 100 subscribers. I had a video that I released the other day talking about we're going to have I usually have a giveaway every month, but we're going to have a special giveaway because we've reached 100 subscribers during this time period between the last giveaway and this one. So I usually give away a $50 gift card to Amazon or the local yarn store of your choice. But it's because we had 100 subscribers, we're going to give away a $100 gift card to the store of your choice. Amazon, Joann's, Michael's, whatever you want. And I will be doing that drawing on the 13th. There will be a video. I'll do it on the 13th. And what you need to do to enter, I'll link it to that video, but I'll also quickly describe it here. Go to that video And if you haven't already subscribed, you need to subscribe to my channel and then put a comment down below, because sometimes when you subscribe, I can't see who you are if you have your settings to where I can't see. You know, I just see that I get a new member. I don't know who it is. So just write me a comment down below saying, hi, I'm here, I want to enter the giveaway, or whatever it is you want to write, but just so that I know you want to enter the giveaway. And then if you already are a subscriber, go ahead and put a comment down below. I think I'm going to use one of those comment generators to do the drawing. I haven't decided yet, but go ahead and put comments under that video if you want to enter that giveaway. And we'll do that on the 13th. I'm excited about that. I think it'd be fun, and I love having giveaways for you guys as a way to say thank you for supporting me. I mean, I do appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything about you being here with me and listening to me talk about my knitting. And that's why I encourage you to also share your knitting and what you're working on in the comments below, because I do enjoy that part as well. I don't want it to be all about me all the time. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about is just a few goals for 2021, since it is the new year. This year I do want to do a little bit of a breakaway from the shawls. I love to knit the shawls and the wraps. I'm sure I will not totally ignore them because I love knitting them so much. I enjoy the lace, and it's just fun. All the different stitches you can do, the different shapes. But I do want to give it a go. I want to try some sweaters for adults, and I want to do socks. I've never knitted either one of those, and I want to try. So because I have been thinking about that for this year, since last year, I've already started doing my stash acquisitions and some Happy Mail to work towards that goal. A lot of my yarns are like in 1s, 2s, 3s, not really enough quantity to do like a sweater for me or my husband. But the other day, I did get some Happy Mail from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and I got this beautiful yarn from Madeline Tosh Merino Light, one of my favorite yarns, and I got 5 skeins of this copper pink color. Isn't that beautiful? You know, guys know that I'm a pink lover if you've been here for a while. And I just think this is so pretty and would make a really pretty sweater or top. Anyway, that's the copper pink color, Madeline Tosh Merino Light. Got 5 skeins of that, which is a good quantity for a sweater top. And I also got, because I started using the blue stow, and I'm enjoying that for my woven chevron shawl, I went ahead and got 4 skeins of the blue stow to use maybe for a top or a sweater as well. And I just love that beautiful blue-green color. It's just so vibrant and pretty. And I see a hair at the bottom of it. Anyway. Alright. There you go. I thought that was really, I wanted to share that and let you guys see and let you guys know about my goals. I have also bought some sock clubs from them, and I've unboxed a couple of those. I have a couple that I need to unbox and show you guys. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to start on the socks. I have another thought about that, but I'll share that in another video. This is getting long, and I wanted to keep this a little bit shorter. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening to me talk about the Winter Lights Shawl by Stephen West. There's one more section, which is the section 6, which is the wavy border. And because the rows are getting longer, it probably will take me, I've been trying to do a video every 2 to 3 days. It might take a little bit longer for that last section because I know the rows are going to end up around 600 stitches at the end. So I might have to put a couple of other videos in between, or just stretch it. It might just be a little bit longer before I release the next video. We'll just have to see how it goes, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up on that. And anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will catch you guys next time.